General elections.
So we're coming up to 10 o'clock, and I've got the BBC on, and I'm listening for the exit poll to find out whether or not the expected Labour victory is a predicted fact. The exit poll is much more reliable than any other poll. So we should hear that in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes.
With Rachel Burden,
and I've got the radio on at the same time. I'm trying to speak against it, actually, which is absurd.
And like it's done so many times before, Big Ben will signal the start of the next chapter in British
It's quite dramatic, isn't it?
It is approaching 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Now.
It's 10 o'clock on Thursday, the 4th of July. The exit poll says it will be a Labour landslide. It has Labour on 410 seats, the Conservatives on 131, the Liberal Democrats 61 seats, the SNP on 10, Reform 13 seats, Plaid Cymru on 4, the Green Party 2 seats, and other parties, including those in Northern Ireland, on 19 seats. The exit poll is saying that would mean a Labour majority of 170.
410 seats is what the exit poll suggests. That is an increase of 209 seats. The Conservatives down to 131. That is a fall of 241 seats. The Liberal Democrats, 61. That's 53 more than they began the night with. 10 for the SNP. That is 38 down. For reasons you will hear in a second, be just careful about some of the detail that underlies the big headline story.
So there we are. If the BBC exit poll is correct, it is a landslide Labour victory. It's not perhaps as bad as it might have been. There was talk that the Conservatives would be down to 100 seats or even less than that, but John Curtis was pointing out that it would be between 50 and 150 seats, and that's exactly where the exit poll is putting it. The Reform people, I was stoically thinking that they would be lucky even to get 1 seat. The exit polls are suggesting they're going to be 13. Let's see if that plays out. The Lib Dems have done surprisingly well and have increased their representation in Parliament, so they would clearly be the third party. And the question now is which Conservative MPs survive and which Conservative MPs face Portillo moments, particularly senior cabinet ministers, and that will be a fascinating thing to follow as the night goes on. I will report back probably very early tomorrow morning when there's more information. In the meantime, if you're staying up to watch the election, please leave your comments, and I will respond to as many as I possibly can. And congratulations to all the people who are winning, and commiserations to all the people who have lost. And I've done a few elections in my own time, and I know how difficult it is when the election results are read out and you stand up and you have lost, or indeed you win, and you are expected to make a speech and so on, all that sort of stuff. But there will be some interesting speeches, I imagine, and there will be some interesting facing up to the reality that the Conservative Party in particular has failed to do what it was what it set out to do. Now, there will be the people on the far right and Reform who will say that they failed to implement a hard enough Brexit. There will be people like me who say that that the whole Brexit thing itself and the obsession with migration is what has brought them down, that they have moved so far away from the one nation Conservatives as to make themselves unelectable. And meanwhile, the question of Brexit which Keir Starmer has so adroitly avoided, is now something that he has to address. Otherwise, I'm afraid he will fall foul of the same issues that have brought down Rishi Sunak. And be in no doubt that will be quick.